Hello everyone, this is Bryan Gill, and this is my project update screencast. Where do I begin? What a week. I haven't done much design-wise, but I have done a lot functionality-wise. Example, this is all my my HTML code. Not a whole lot has changed here, except I now have replaced the script pieces for all of my charts. They are pulling directly from the MySQL database, which I'm very, very pleased with. And that's basically what I've been working on all week. I've been fighting with it one way or another. I've tried a couple of different JavaScript, PHP, Ajax, MySQL charts, and nothing seems to work, or at least I couldn't get them to work. So I learned a lot by doing this. I was hoping that I would be able to learn something about relational databases, and that just proved to be too time consuming. So I ended up coming into my MySQL, and I did just one table instead of multiple tables and relations and all that fun stuff. So here's all of my different saltwater aquarium tests. Date, ID, which is the primary key. You can see it's grayed out there. So it does do some indexing. I wasn't able to get the database normalization and the relational stuff in, but I do have a SQL box here. I don't know if you guys can hear it running. It's the loud jet sounding server here in the background. But anyway, go on into my project. I still need to get this done. I plan on doing that over the weekend and this next week. I'm gonna probably put it up here a little bit higher, although it is kind of lined up nicely there with at least that first image. Scroll down the gallery. I still need to get the gallery working. It's not sorting properly. But like I said, I've spent all my time on this. And I still have a couple of bugs I've got to work out, because it's supposed to be able to hover over each of those dots and get the little pop-up that you see over here. Oh, where'd it go? There it is. So yeah, still a couple of bugs, but I'll get through them. And you can click it and turn it off, click it, turn it back on. Technically, I could have all of these in one chart with the legend over here, and I could click each one of them to turn them on or off. The only problem is they're not all registered, or all the tests don't report back in parts per million or milligrams per liter. So most of them do, and I could collapse those, but I like it better being able to look at it at a glance here. As you can see, they're all most of these are at 0, which is good. You can see that some of them, they fluctuate quite a bit. That was a bad week right there. And calcium stuff, my coral and the coralline algae are really eating up the calcium. Magnesium, once I put some a couple of pieces of coral in there, it really dropped off, and I've been getting it back up here slowly. Salinity, about the same, and it's not actually at 1, and you can't really tell from the view, but it's just slightly above 1. It's like 1.024, 1.025, around there. So I need to change the scaling on these to make this a 0.01 type of scale, and then the rest of these, they should be okay. They like the magnesium scales pretty well. You can see it's up at 1380 right there, and drops off and all of that. So again, I still have my video down here. Up at the top here, I've got my form set up. I am having a problem, and actually I do, oops, I have, where'd it go? My tooltip in here somewhere. And I think that should turn it back on. Oh, guess not. But anyway, I do have the tooltip in there, or not the tooltip, but the JavaScript UI piece in there for the date picker, and it was popping up just a couple of minutes ago. This is my main JavaScript file. As you can see, I took out the old add button. The new add button, there's the date picker. The new add button is actually done by calling a PHP script, which I learned a decent amount about, doing all of this stuff with the database and pulling from MySQL. As you can see, some of the pieces to each of these charts. Some of it over the next week, I'm going to try and consolidate all of my style and clean up the code a little bit, because there's just a lot of stuff in there, and I think I can get that down and get it consolidated, especially when this type of stuff right here applies to every chart. So I'll set a CSS entry to pull those tags and apply this width, height, and margin to them. And some JavaScript date formatting, or actually MySQL, I believe is what that was. It's kind of strange using A, B, D, Y. That's actually the month, day, month spelled out, day spelled out, and date, and then year, 4-digit year. And then you can see that these are pulling from, each one of them is a separate script. I think I can get those down a little bit more. I'll pull up the alkalinity one here. And you can see it just has the connection to the MySQL database, uses the local host, my user ID that I created specifically for that database, generated password. It's not accessible from the internet, so you can't hack me. I know, challenge accepted. So if the connection completes, that's fine. If it doesn't, then it's supposed to report back could not connect, and then it's supposed to give the MySQL error. If it does connect, then it moves on to the next step, which is connect to the database, which is the PMA2 DB, and then the result variable equals the query of select star from tests table, and then it goes through and parses each row. And for this specific one, it only pulls out the date and the alkalinity information, excuse me, and then closes the connection. And let's see, this one I know I can redo that. I've actually got a data piece here, which is pretty much the exact same thing. Looks like I saved that as the ammonia one. But anyway, this piece, when I go through and actually take out the SQL query, this will do the connection to the database, or I'm sorry, to the server, and then connect to the database itself. And that is something very simple. You just add that one line in there. So rather than have all of that in for each one of these, I'll have that replaced with just that one line right there. So include underscore once PHP data, which will go here. It'll run that section and then kick it over to the next piece. And I'll probably end up moving that MySQL close down here to the bottom. Again, this is the add piece. This is what I've been working on today, and it includes the login piece or the authentication and connection to the database, and then it posts the ID, date, ammonia, nitrate. It actually pulls these these pieces from the form, which is right here. Interesting. I just figured out my problem right there. It's supposed to pull the date, the ammonia, blah, 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 all the way down, and take those into here and set them as those strings, and then on for the query, if MySQL query insert into table tests values, all of those values that it just pulled, and then it's supposed to say, supposed to come back and say test results added. Right now I'm getting the insertion failed, and I believe it's because I've got that date right here, and the ID over here is date picker. So it's actually coming back. It's trying to. It's coming back and saying that. And I just figured this out, that it's that there's no ID as date, and because of that it can't insert into the column, and because it can't insert into that one column, it fails the whole thing and doesn't enter anything, which I suppose that's a safeguard, and it's trying to learn all this stuff. It is more of an annoyance, and we can go ahead and take that out. There we go. So with that said, I'll have to find a different way to address the date picker, and by doing that I'll have to readdress it here. So I'll most likely change it to a class and address it that way. Mr. Bloom, if you have a different idea for me, that would be fantastic. And if I'm right on track, then away I go. Let's see. I think that's about it. I'm mentally drained from all of this. I've worked the past 4 days trying to get this done, actually at work, covering it up as with my boss. When she comes up to ask me what I'm doing, I keep telling her that I'm working on business intelligence training. And technically it's true. I'm learning how to pull information from a database and organize it into a chart, which is what the business intelligence piece is for SharePoint. So I guess this is not really covering up, but just not working with SQL and SharePoint like I probably should be. But I am learning a lot, and it will be transferable over to SQL and all of that stuff. So I'll go back here. Go ahead and refresh that one more time. Charts come back, and then the camera piece down here. I still have to find my webcam. I hope I can have it. I hope I can find it this weekend. Apparently I'm gonna have to tear apart the house looking for it. I thought it was here in my office, but I have been wrong so far. And but the only other thing that I did was I took out the I shifted the MAMP stuff over to its own folder, and I created my own index. Nothing really special, but it gives me the ability to click on one and go here, and go to my old PWA project, and now this one. So next week we'll be looking for the stylized logo and branding. I still need to get rid of this ugly font and get my my photo gallery fixed, and then work out the bugs with the dots here and my my ad piece, ad results, and find the camera. So still a lot I need to do, and I'm looking forward to it. Still got a lot to learn too, so I will keep plugging away, and we'll see if I make it by the deadline. Looking forward to it, and that's all I got for now. Thanks.